Welcome to Divine Love Tarot. I want to thank you and welcome you to my channel, whether it's your first time here or you return viewer or subscriber. I hope that this message resonates and helps you in some way. If you find that it doesn't, just keep in mind that this is a general reading and they do not resonate for everyone. And you may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, or even your Venus sign, because sometimes those are more prominent in your chart. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hey there, Taurus, and welcome to your March relationship reading with Divine Love Tarot. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into your relationship reading. Again, this is for people who are seeing someone, and you will have someone in mind when you come to this video. This is not about me guessing who's coming into your life. If you are not quite sure, if you don't have anyone in the picture at this moment, then the singles reading is for you. So go ahead and check that out, okay, guys? All right, so let's go ahead and get into the reading. The first card is going to indicate what the current energy is between you and your partner. All right, and that would be the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Next card represents what they're thinking. Nine of Cups in the reverse. Next card represents what they're feeling. We've got the Hanged Man. Next card represents what they're showing you. We've got the Queen of Wands. Next card represents what you're showing. Temperance in reverse. Next card represents what you're feeling. Five of Swords in the reverse. And the next card represents what you're thinking. And we've got the Four of Cups. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull clarifiers for each position. And then we can go ahead and get into the reading. Oh, I apologize for if you can hear that background noise. I've got my window open and it's prime time. I'm near an airport and the planes are landing. So, sorry about that, guys. It's prime time. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull these clarifiers and then we can get started. Okay. All right, so currently you're dealing with the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so there's some frustration here, but there's also a lack of effort being put into the situation. All right, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse means that nothing's really happening. Nothing is developing the way that you would like it to. Or at all, okay? For some of you, there may be nothing going on between the two of you at all. For others of you, you feel like, you know, whatever efforts that you've put into the situation, you know, whether as a joint couple or you as a person, has not resulted in anything, you know, or is not basically, you know, like I said, things are not developing the way that you want. Clarifying this, we've got the Star card here, though, which could indicate that, you know, you guys are destined somehow to either be together or that you are at least hopeful. So even though there is some frustration here, it's like you guys have not given up on the situation, or you have not given up on the situation. But again, I feel like I feel like this is a karmic connection, of course, because we've got a few major arcana cards up in here. So let's go ahead and see what else is going on in this situation. But also, like, I just want to clarify that with this Star card, I feel like this means that there is still hope. That even though you may feel like this situation hasn't resulted or things haven't manifested the way that you like, I think there's still hope for this situation, okay? And at the end of this reading, I'm going to pull a Romance Angels Oracle card for a final message, all right? What this person is thinking right now, though, we've got the Nine of Cups. So they're thinking that there isn't a lot of emotional satisfaction happening in this relationship at this time, okay? There isn't, whether they think that you're not happy, that they don't make you happy, or whether they're thinking that you don't make them happy, or, you know, a combination of the two. Also with the Nine of Cups, in the reverse, it can represent a bit of excess. You know, too much of a good thing. So for some of you, you know, I don't know if you're dealing with things by, you know, drinking too much or eating too much. You know, maybe if you're a person that, you know, quote unquote eats their feelings, or if you have some type of other coping mechanism. And this, I feel like it's a specific message, but I'm saying that because I do see the temperance in reverse in your energy and what you're showing. And so, and it could be vice versa. So if the energies are transposed, then, you know, that's fine, because this is a general reading. But there is some exhibition of either emotional instability or an instability as far as some type of addiction is concerned. So somebody, either you're dealing with someone who may have an addiction, or you may be dealing with an addiction, and, you know, the other person recognizes it, whether you are concerned about that person's addiction or they're concerned about yours. Okay. And so, to clarify that, we've got the Four of Swords. This may be you know, leading the other person to want to take a break, okay? Or thinking that there needs to be some type of break because it's just a lot going on. If there have been a lot of emotional imbalances in this situation, then this person definitely feels like you need a timeout, or they need a timeout, okay? They're worn out. Time to, you know, contemplate things. What they're feeling, we've got the Hanged Man. So definitely they're at a crossroads as to what they want to do in this situation. You know, I feel like when I see the Hanged Man, there is love here. Okay, there's a lot of love here, but you know, they're just kind of stuck. They're not going to put any more effort, and they're not going to make a decision, because I think they're really trying to see what's going to happen with you, or what's going on with you. All right. Also, whether they realize that they felt trapped, or they feel trapped by the situation, or they recognize where, you know, maybe you guys have some type of addiction to each other, okay, an emotional or a sexual addiction to each other that's caused things to kind of be thrown off balance. And again, that's why I say I feel like whatever the issue is, it's something that can be fixed as long as you address it and manage it, okay? Because again, the Star card is here telling us that, you know what, keep hope alive. So definitely, you know, for some, you know, this may be a situation where it's a karmic connection, and karmic connections and relationships usually come with lessons, you know. So there is something that you guys are going to learn from being with each other. And, you know, part of that may be learning how to deal with your emotions, or deal with whatever addictions may be going on. Okay. What this person is showing you, they're really trying to be optimistic about the situation. All right. They're really trying to be optimistic. They're probably very passionate, a very passionate person. For some of you, that may be an Aries. For some of you, this may be a Pisces. Okay. For some of you, you may be dealing with a Libra. But if not, I think that they're definitely trying to be optimistic, despite the fact that, they're a little bit concerned, or they're not quite sure how this situation is going to play out. Okay, so, you know, they've got the Queen of Wands here, which is very positive. Okay, the Queen of Wands is very positive, and also very courageous. Okay, for some of you, you know, this could be, if you're a male, this could be the mother of your child. But if not, then, you know, they're really trying to keep a brave face, where even though they express to you that they feel like there's an imbalance here, and that things may not be fair, you know, even though they may feel like they're getting the short end of the stick in this particular situation. Now, here what you're showing is this Temperance in reverse. Okay, and also the Page of Cups in the reverse. So to me, this can definitely indicate either emotional imbalances or some type of addiction. Okay, so if there is an addiction issue, then it's definitely affecting the relationship. But you've got someone who can recognize where either it's time to get help for that, or they're going to be, you know, they're willing to be here for you. And they even may understand you if you say, you know what, I need some time to kind of get my things together, or gather myself, okay? Now, I also feel like, you know, whatever these setbacks and frustrations that you guys are dealing with, or, you know, the effort, I think that, you know, I think that sometimes, I think it was a situation where you guys just get carried away. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a connection where you may get carried away with the emotions sometimes, in a good and a bad way. It doesn't matter. You may get carried, like everything. I think you guys might do everything to the excess. And I think that, you know, this person is realizing that, and I think that you're kind of catching up, Taurus, okay? And again, if it's vice versa, I apologize, but I'm just reading the cards as they're played out here. What you're feeling, we've got the Five of Swords in the reverse, so you're kind of over the conflict also. All right, you're tired of fighting. You're realizing where there's some type of power struggle here. I think that I think at the very least you're tired of fighting, even though clarifying that we got the Two of Swords, which can indicate that, you know, you're really still kind of not opening up your heart and your eyes to really assess this situation. So I think this person kind of recognized how deep things go between you. And here, over here, Taurus, I think that you're just so tired of fighting. You just don't want to really see anything. Also, you've got the Four of Cups here. So there's a little disdain from you with this. I think you're not satisfied with whatever this person is presenting to you. I think there's something that has happened, okay? Something happened between the two of you that maybe caused you to be off balance, okay? Maybe you were perfectly fine until this thing happened. Maybe this other person caused it, okay? And so now, Taurus, you're trying to, you realize that you're probably being inconsistent, or that you're showing inconsistencies. And that's because as much as you don't want to fight anymore, you're still undecided or confused about what to do with this particular situation, because you are frustrated. All right? You're frustrated. Maybe, you know, you feel like this person isn't putting in enough effort, even though, you know, they're passionate about you, even though they are optimistic. Maybe they're not being fair. Maybe they're the one who's not being fair. They're not playing fair somehow, or whatever it is that they are presenting to you, whatever type of compromise or whatever way to handle the situation they presented, you don't think it's fair. You're not quite satisfied with the offer. All right? You're like, look, this doesn't work for me. You may be even thinking about breaking up the situation. Okay? It's almost like, you know, ignoring what you have. Like maybe you're not seeing the bigger picture. I think this person does recognize how deep things are. I don't think that you do, Taurus. Here, you also may be questioning whether you made a mistake with this Judgment in reverse, okay? For some of you, you know, you may be wanting to end a situation, especially if it's a long-term relationship, okay? Also with Judgment in reverse, you may be in denial about the situation, and denial about how deep things go between the two of you, and maybe in denial about the fact that, you know, there needs to be more effort here, okay? There is definitely a lack of effort, and just because we have a situation where you may feel, you know, like you belong together, you're supposed to be together, we still have to work at the relationship. We still have to put some level of effort into it. So I think that maybe this person isn't putting, whether it's the right kind of effort, you know, or whether they're trying to maintain a relationship with you through a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, listen, I'll give you your time and I'll give you your space, right? But at the end of it, you know, maybe they're optimistic and maybe you're just not as optimistic about taking this break. Maybe you're like, listen, no breaks. You know, let's just work it out. Let's stay together. And this person's like, no, I think we need a break. All right. So that's kind of really jumping out at me. I think that the other person kind of is the type that, you know, doesn't necessarily think that the break is going to, you know, that taking a time out is going to be the end all be all. And Taurus, I just don't think you're down with that. You're like, nah, I'm not down with that at all. All right, but let me go ahead and pull this Romance Angels Oracle card for this final message to see what's really going on. And then we'll be done with this reading. So we've got deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. All right. So let me go ahead and read what that card, represents. Okay, it says this card is a loving nudge for you to beware of deception within a relationship. This could involve something mild, such as a run-of-the-mill politeness where your partner is afraid of offending you. So, here, where I was saying this person is putting on a brave face, okay? They're being very courageous and very optimistic, very loving, all of that. But then also, they feel like there's an imbalance here. They feel like things are not fair, whether they're not being fair towards you. So it's almost like, yeah, things are good and they're positive and we can work, but they're still not going to do their part, right? They're still showing you that they're not going to put in the effort that they're supposed to put in, all right? So it could be something mild like that, right? Where maybe your partner is afraid of offending you by sharing their true feelings, okay? Perhaps you're the one wearing the mask because you aren't disclosing something to your partner. Deep down, you know what this card pertains to. Okay, maybe it's the fact that you're unsure about this relationship. All right, the romance angels are trying to protect your heart. Please say this invocation either silently or aloud. Romance angels, I ask that you give me very clear guidance and that I can easily notice and understand to reveal the truth about the situation in my conscious awareness. Then, notice and trust the signs that follow. This card is also a reminder to you about the importance of being genuine with your partner. Although discussing your true feelings may be uncomfortable, it will improve your relationship on many levels. All right, so again, I felt like this was a situation that is definitely salvageable. And sometimes that, requires a healthy dose of honesty. And I feel like, for some reason, I feel like that's going to be the theme. This is the third reading I've done for March. And I feel like honesty and communication is definitely going to be the theme for this month. All right, guys, so that has been your March reading. Let me know if this resonated. Guys, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I enjoy your comments, so just, let me know. Give me some feedback, and I will see you guys at the next reading. Bye, Taurus.